What's up, Buttercups? It's me, Amy Young, coming at you with a Friday freestyle. That's a direct follow-up to this week's Mantra Monday. So if you missed that and you want to go check it out now or after this video, you can click here. But you don't need to watch it. I'll sum up what I'm talking about. So in that video, I was talking about patterns that we sometimes encounter in our lives where it feels like no matter what we're doing or what we set as an intention, we keep finding ourselves like in the same crappy situation or attracting the same wrong people into our lives. And that's so frustrating to feel like you're caught in a cycle. And my suggestion in that video was that our patterns usually serve a purpose. So when we find ourselves caught in a cycle like that, it's worth examining, what is this all about? Why is this happening? Getting curious and taking ownership over the fact that we're a part of that pattern. And maybe we need to question ourselves and do some soul searching and deep diving and thinking about what we might be getting out of participating in that pattern. Today, I'm gonna do a 180 and suggest something that's almost in direct opposition to that, because I think they're both valuable. And I'm all about contradictions and opposites, and we're all different. We all need to hear different things at different times. Some of you need to hear this. Some of you needed to hear that. I usually need to hear versions of both. So yeah, it can be so valuable, right? To like look at things in our lives and think, well, why is this happening? How did I get here? What is it about this that just keeps me stuck in this cycle and this pattern, doing things this way? Why am I doing that? Especially when it's not working for us. It's like, why? We all really want to understand the root cause of it. And in a big way, that's what therapy is so great for. Traditional therapy is so much about figuring out like what got you to this point? Like, how did I get here? Why am I here? Why did I pick up these habits? Can be really valuable, so insightful. But in terms of changing the behavior moving forward, like if you don't want to participate in that pattern anymore, if you don't want to continue life in the way that you've been living, if you're sick of feeling a certain way and you want to make a change, you do not have to understand why you do something in order to change it. You do not need to understand the root cause, the seed that has germinated inside of you, that has grown into this plant that's made you this way. You can look at that if you want to, but if you want to change it, you can just make a change. You can just decide the why might not be that important, and I might figure out why and still be where I am. Because that's really where we get stuck, because we think, well, if I can figure out why, then I would be able to change it. If I can know why I'm doing something, then I'll be able to stop doing it moving forward. That is usually not the case. Usually we figure out why and we go, oh, wow, really interesting. Well, now what? And that's why I'm gonna sound like such a nerd, but that's why like I love all aspects of coaching and personal development in that way, both like being a coach and being coached, is because it's all about having that forward focus and recognizing, okay, where I've come from, yes, that's important. Yes, to a certain extent, like that's gonna inform who I am. But I ultimately get to decide how I move forward. I get to take ownership over which patterns I participate in. If I want to change a behavior, I can do that. I have the capacity to make that decision and take those actions, and I don't need to understand in utmost detail what brought me to this point. I can just make a change. I can just choose something different for myself. It's so empowering when we can really glom onto this idea and believe it and think, maybe I don't need to understand why. Maybe it will continue to elude me. I don't know. There are things in my life that I still look at them and I'm like, I don't know why I do that. Why do I still do that? What is it? And I could sit and like twiddle my thumbs and think about it and talk to people about it and journal on it and try and get to the bottom of it. I'm not sure that figuring out the answer to that question would help me move forward. But you know what would help me move forward is thinking about, what do I want my life to look like in the future? What are the changes that I want to be making? How will it feel if I can break this pattern, if I can break this cycle, if I can do things differently? What's the benefit gonna be to me? That gets me going like no other. So if you, like all of us, are maybe caught in some version of, well, I need to understand why I'm doing this in order to change it, challenge that idea. It might not be the case, might be fun to think about, could be helpful, but it's not necessary. And believing that it's necessary is probably preventing you from moving forward. You can just make a change. You can just choose something a little bit different. And it will take practice, and you will have to stick with it, and you will need to be accountable to yourself or have someone else that you can be accountable to, but you can do it! I know that you can, because you and I, we are not so different. And if I can do this, anyone can do it. Thank you so much for watching. I have a new blog post this week that's all about improving the relationship that you have with yourself. I would love if you would check it out. I'll put the link in the description box while you're there if you want to join my mailing list. Enter your email, and I'll visit your inbox this Wednesday, every Wednesday. I would love to connect with you there. I hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you are, or a wonderful day wherever you are in the world, or a great night. And until next time, very soon, I hope, I'll see you. Okay, so I have actually thought about it like a little bit, and I think maybe I'm into these men who just can't be into me because it's like safe.